Hello and welcome back, all you beautiful beings. Thank you for joining me here today. And if you're here in this video, you must be wondering, how do I do shadow work? How do I love my shadows? How do I even start this? So in this video, I'm going to talk more in depth about how do we even do shadow work. So the number one thing and the first thing I'm going to recommend is a licensed therapist. Professional help goes a long way. It really does. I have been in therapy for decades at this point, since a child, honestly, because I went through a lot of things, as I'm sure a lot of you have as well. And therapy is the first place I would start, because you have someone who's on your side, who's there to listen to you and what you're going through, give you an outside perspective, which might be really helpful in certain situations or feelings. And they're like a good starting point for learning how to rewire your brain, essentially, because we're indoctrinated with all these beliefs from an early age in this society, from families and things like that. It's about creating new neural networks and pathways, because typically when you're young, it's so easy when you're in a toxic environment, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it was a lot of like, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm never going to be good enough, things like that. So when things go wrong, my initial thought is not love and compassion for myself. It is, oh, I must be doing something wrong, or I'm not good enough, or all of that nonsense, which is beliefs that were put into me, which is also neurological wiring. And so your brain, it's faster to go down that neural pathway than it is to forge this new pathway of saying, wait, that is a belief that was given to me. That is not the truth. I am good enough. And I am inherently good enough because I exist, because I'm human, because I'm here. And that takes time. It takes years to start rewiring, and it takes a lot of practice. And having someone there to give you the tools to help go through that is absolutely invaluable. I know therapy is really expensive. I know sometimes it's hard to, accessibility is hard, but it is worth it if you can do it. I know there's tons of BetterHelp codes out there. I know that a lot of insurance covers it. And if not, look into county programs that might have coverage for that, or for LGBTQ plus resources. I know the government's going wacky about it, but the Trevor Project still exists, and they can give you access to resources as therapists and things like that. There's a lot of non-for-profits out there that are aimed to help people get the resources they need for mental health. So look into nonprofit organizations, look into city-run organizations. Social services sometimes has like public funding for certain things for people who need help, as well as group therapy. Group therapy is really good as well, and it can also be really beneficial to hear other people who are going through similar things as you. So you know you're not alone, and it might be more accessible and affordable if you can't get in on one-on-one therapy. So the first place I would start is always a licensed therapist. They can really help with these hard feelings and beliefs you might have about yourself, and start the process of detangling and give you a bunch of resources and tools on how to navigate them. As well as, if you've been in therapy for a while, I'm going to start recommending other things. Like, okay, step 1, licensed therapist. Step 2, you've been in therapy for a while. Maybe you've hit a wall and you're not really going where you want to go just yet. Possibly look into hypnotherapy. And there's also tons of different therapy. Like there's not just talk therapy, there's eye training therapy. There's so many different kinds of therapy. There's not just cognitive behavioral therapy or talk therapy or speech therapy. There's things that have to do with with your eye tracking. There's so many different types of therapy. And if you don't find a therapist you like, keep looking. Keep looking. Not every therapist is going to be a perfect match for you, and that's okay. It's worth it to look for one that meets you and your needs. Personally, I love using Psychology Today because you can filter by your insurance. You can filter by the things that you need specialized in, whether it's trauma, anxiety, depression, even neurodivergent things like autism, ADHD. And it can filter the zip code online, like I said, your insurance. It's a really good resource I've used many a times to match myself with good therapists. Anyways, so one of the types of therapies is hypnotherapy. I found it to be extremely helpful. You have to be really careful because there are a lot of people who claim to be hypnotherapists who aren't licensed professionals. You want to see the paper. You want to see the certificates. You want a licensed professional. This isn't just nonsense. If you are with a licensed professional, they are able to put you in a meditative state and to start reprogramming your brain and your trauma. I experienced a lot of trauma growing up, so I found it extremely helpful to reprogram my brain, to reprocess my trauma in a way where I now have less flashbacks, less PTSD symptoms and things like that. So it's a very, very useful tool. Does it eliminate everything entirely and magically heal you? No. Like I said, we're on Earth, you're going to feel things that aren't so great, but it's going to be amazing resource and a buffer so you don't feel quite the intensity that you might have once did in the past. And you're way better able to manage it. So one of the types of therapy, if you've already been in cognitive behavioral therapy treatments or one-on-one therapy or group therapy, maybe look into hypnotherapy, see if that resonates with you. The next thing I would like to recommend is meditation. Daily meditation. If you can't do daily, weekly meditation, or a couple times a week. I cannot rave about meditation enough. It is tremendously helpful for me for maintaining a baseline of my frequency, my mental health, all of that. It keeps me very, very grounded and stable. I know people say meditation isn't for everyone, but there's so many different types of meditation. It's really worth looking into. Meditation isn't always closing your eyes and breathing deep and all that. There are so many types of meditation. A meditation I would recommend for a really busy mind is mantra meditations. There are a lot all over YouTube you can look up. And you repeat a mantra over and over again. Sometimes they're short and sometimes they're a lot longer. And especially the Hindu ones are so musical. It's like you're singing this mantra over and over again. It's very lyrical and beautiful. And it can really help to center yourself and your energy and things like that. There are also things called moving meditations for people with like ADHD and super active minds and bodies who can't sit still. A great place to start would be moving meditation. Start Googling moving meditations and things like that, because there has been developed meditations where it's not just a mantra or things like that, but a breath work and movement. And I've done some of these in workshops, and you literally are doing a sequence of different moves with your body. And it's not like yoga. It's like standing and pushing and pulling and being like, ha, ha, and like saying different words. It occupies your body, your mind, everything. So you are moving, you are thinking. Like, it's great if you have a hard time sitting still. So look into moving meditations. Highly recommend it if you have trouble sitting still or things like that, because it engages all of your senses and your body. And then while you're doing it, it literally can help reset your nervous system, bring you back to a baseline, things like that. And there's a lot of different types of moving meditation. So really investigate and see what works for you. So like I said, there's mantra, there's moving meditations. Then we have visualization meditations, which are like the classic meditations where you're breathing and you're visualizing things. Like in my grounding meditation, we're visualizing roots going into the earth and things like that, your roots going into the earth. So there's visualization meditations. Those are great for people who like think in pictures like me, or super visual learners, because it will create this beautiful imagery that you're going to be creating in your mind if you're very artistic or think a lot in pictures. Very detailed ones I find very effective, because you're creating these pictures and going through these visual meditations, and it really takes your mind off of everything else, because you're solely focused on, you know, maybe you're walking through a forest and there's this one tree and then there's a door in it, and like they can be really adventurous and fun too. So the next meditation I would recommend is, I guess it would be a part of a moving meditation, but is yoga. I consider yoga to be a meditation. Like, yoga is not just a physical practice, but I consider it to be a very meditative thing, because you're moving your body, you're engaging your muscles, and there are many types of yoga as well. Not all yoga is like crazy handstands and like ultra core strength and all of that. If you want something that's really gentle, that focuses on breath, that focuses on peace and gentle stretching, and it's really good for people of like all abilities in terms of fitness levels. And there's a lot of modifications. Like if you can't walk or things like that, there's chair yoga. So you're sitting down and you're guided through things in your chair that are very effective. I've done some chair yoga. There is something that I highly recommend called yin yoga. It is a lot about bringing the floor to you. So you might need to get some pillows, some blankets, some things like that. But it's really beneficial because it really focuses on stretching and mindfulness of releasing muscle tension, holding poses for long periods of time, and not painful poses where all of your muscles are flexing, like a couple minutes in like child's pose or like deep hip stretches. They really help to unwind your muscles, and those things can also release stuck emotions, because emotions sometimes get trapped in our muscles. If you have a really tight muscle that never unwinds, you might need to start doing some deep, soft stretching, and there might be emotions linked. I've cried in some yoga meditations where I'm holding a deep hip opener, a gentle hip opener for a long period of time, and then all of these emotions come out and you're releasing, and it's helping to clear stuck energy. So I highly recommend that. There is also Tai Chi and Tai Gong. Gong is in Qui, not like it sounds like G, but it's a Q. Tai Gong is a simpler version of Tai Chi. If Tai Chi is a little intense for you, a little too much for you, a little too movie for you, try Tai Gong. And I'll put links to some of my favorites in this video of some of these things I've been mentioning, different meditations, different physical practices. I found it to be really, really helpful as an empath and as just a human being to move through my energies. Tai Gong is a little bit simpler and focuses on breath work and feeling your body, and more gentle standing movements and stretches. Tai Chi is like a little step above that, so it's a little bit more active, a little bit more physical, which could be really great for someone who needs to engage their body in a more physical way or with higher fitness levels. But there's easy Tai Chi for beginners as well. I've done Tai Chi, I've done Tai Gong. Everything that I'm recommending to you all, these are all the things that I've done personally. I would not be recommending these things if I hadn't done them first myself and seen results. So look into those. Those are great ways to work on shadows, releasing, and overall balancing your energy. Because when you do these daily practices, like a daily yoga or meditation or Tai Chi or Tai Gong or rotating all that, it helps to maintain this balance of your physical body and your mental body. So you have this great baseline. So maybe when you experience something lower, you're able to bounce back a little bit better. This is what I found in my personal experiences. Another thing that is super helpful is sound healing. Sound healing and sound baths. Sound baths typically are a bunch of different instruments like rain sticks, singing bowls, wind chimes, flutes. And you can look them up on YouTube, and there could be classes, local classes where you live, potentially too. But you can listen to it, and all of these sounds can penetrate through your muscles all the way to your soul, where things might be stuck, feelings. And it can help to reset nervous systems. It can help to reset your mental body, your emotional body. It can help release stuck emotions, all of that. And sound healing isn't just like sound baths or singing bowls. We're also talking about good songs. Is there a song that just makes you cry every time you hear it, but it's a good cry? It's a releasing cry. It's a song that taps into emotion that you felt so deeply that you feel like they captured how you felt, and you feel like you're less alone when you sing it and you feel that emotion. That is sound healing. That song is helping you to tap into that stuck emotion, feel it, move through it, through the song, and release it. Same thing for songs that make you want to jump, that make you want to sing, that make you want to dance. Those songs that really hit you, like that one song you turn on and you always dance, you always smile, or you always want to sing it. The act of like flowing and dancing and singing through that song, that's healing. That's healing, and that can help bring up your vibration, especially if you're being stuck. Some things that I do if I'm really stuck, I put on a specific playlist that I know will either help me release the emotion, so I'll feel it and cry, and then I'll start playing some upbeat music so I can dance and sing and move through it with my body. Highly recommend songs. It doesn't just have to be instruments. It can have lyrics, beats, music. It's about what resonates with your individual soul, whatever that may look like. It could be metal, it could be rock, it could be pop, it could be jazz, it could be classical, it could be funk, like whatever you want, whatever resonates with you. I also recommend binaural beats for sleep or meditation, or if you're looking for something without lyrics that can just penetrate your body, and healing frequencies like 432 hertz and things like that. Frequency healing is a very real thing. It can put you in a very deep state of relaxation. It can help reset your muscles, your mind, your mental body. So these are all different versions of sound healing, as well as light language. Light language, I love light language. I know some other channels that have some really good light language. You know it's good light language when you're listening to the light language and all of a sudden you start crying or feeling really emotional, whether it's joy or sorrow. It is helping to release things, bypassing your consciousness, bypassing even the language you speak. That's why it's called light language. It's a language from the stars, from your guides, from the angels, from your ancestors, from your galactic family. In a language that penetrates straight through to your soul and can help unlock and release stuck emotions, feelings, help you work through different feelings or emotions and clear energies and rebalance. So all these different things are different versions of sound healing. So you have so many options of what might work for you, and they're all worth investigating to see what feels best, and also that might change over time. You might use all of these, you might use a couple of them, or you might want to use binaural beats one day, a good song a different day, light language another day. Like really just tune into your body and see like what does it want, or try things out. Start listening to different things and see what feels best for you. The next thing I would recommend that helps with shadow work and working through these energies is rituals, if you're a very ritualistic person like me. This is tunes more into my witchy side and things like that. New moon and full moon rituals are powerful, very powerful. I love to do new moon, full moon rituals, and I will divulge the information of that with you. A new moon is a lot about calling in new every new moon and full moon essentially is about releasing and calling in, releasing and calling in. But the new moon is geared a little bit more towards new beginnings, and the full moon is geared a little bit more towards releasing. You're doing both full moons. It's just those are the energies that are tied to those moons, like new moon, new beginning, full moon, full releases. On a full moon, I love to meditate, do a full moon meditation. There's tons online on YouTube. You can search for one. Do a meditation, then take a piece of paper and you write down everything you want to release. I want to release this bad habit, this bad feeling, this belief. Just list every little thing you can out on one side or multiple pages, depends on you, whatever paper you use. On the other side, after you list everything you want to release, you list everything you want to call in. So if I'm releasing low self-worth, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, impatience, perfectionism, on the other side it would be like I call in authentic joy, authentic love, authentic peace, grace, patience, self-love, self-compassion, abundance. Those are the things to write on the other side. I like to go out under the full moon or by a window where you can see the full moon, and in a very safe way, like in a jar or something like that, light it on fire and look at the moon or the sky and ask the moon, Grandmother Moon, beautiful moon, and the spirit of the moon, please help and assist me in releasing and transmuting all that no longer serves me and all I've written down. And call in with the assistance of your energy everything of my highest good. I burn this paper and I release all of this up to you. Now, the words, change it. Make it your own. This isn't like, oh, you have to say this script for script. Just say something along the lines of, thank you, Mother Moon. I'm calling upon your energies to do this, this, and this. You can get as specific as you want. Just make sure you thank her, you give her your gratitude, and you ask for her assistance in whatever you need. And I do the same thing on the new moon. So one side of release, one side of call in, talk to the new moon, still Grandmother Moon, ask for her assistance for what you're trying to release and call in, and then express your deep gratitude. If you want to add to it, you could do an offering. You can pour out water for her. You can offer little flowers or things from your garden or stones and lay them out. The moons are also a powerful time to charge your crystals, your cards, to make talismans. If you want to hear about talismans, comment below. That's what I do on full moons and new moons, and I find it to be very cathartic. Because sometimes I need to physically see it burn. Sometimes I really need to talk and see the assistance of this outside external force that's greater than me that ties in with everything to help with the transmutation of these. And then you got a full moon every month. You can do this every month, every other month, however you feel. Highly recommend that type of ritual. There's also cord cutting rituals. You can get a candle that has the wick attached between two candles. And in that candle, you can carve everything you want to release, everything you want to cut a cord to. People, places, events, feelings, beliefs, thoughts, behavioral patterns. It's not cord cutting is not just for like people. It can be for events, situations, even memories you want to leave behind. Not that you'll forget that memory, but it's just cutting the ties so that memory can't steal more of your energy and emotions and things like that. And it's harder for it to get you stuck in that memory or that emotion. So like I said, you can write, I want to cut all cords from toxic self-talk. I want to cut all cords from this specific event that happened. I want to cut all cords from this toxic person, from this place, from this person, from this thought, from this behavioral pattern. So write all of that on one side. And then on the other side, you can carve into it all the things you're trying to call in, and then you light that that candle on fire and you watch it burn, and you can do a cord cutting meditation. There are plenty on YouTube while it burns to add to it. Or you can just do a cord cutting meditation. You can do one or the other or both. Like, I've done all of everything. So it's just really powerful to do that. And I highly recommend, if you're going to do cord cutting, work with Archangel Michael. Look up Archangel Michael cord cutting videos. I'll probably put one in the description. Saint Michael the Archangel. Doesn't matter what you believe in. This spirit of this angel is really powerful. Their whole purpose, essentially, is to help people cut cords. They have this sword. I have a statue of him up there. But they have this sword so they can cut all energetic attachments, because a lot of things might attach to you and you don't even know about it, right? They can attach to all of your chakras, and things can be pulling from your energy if you're feeling constant low energy. If you call upon him and do a meditation with him, he's able to take a blue flame sword. This is the highest, like one of the highest flames, right before violet, of transmutation, and it can sever all ties and cords, and he can help seal all that up for you. And the presence of the angels can be quite powerful and healing and transmutative. If you don't want to do one with the angels, you can do them there with guides and other things as well. There are lots of videos. So do what you feel most called to do. Another thing I highly recommend working with is the violet flame. It's in my guided meditation because it's important to have, like, I work with it every day because it helps with transmutation. Violet flame is like I would consider a step above the blue flame, like Archangel Michael's blue flame. It is the most powerful transmutational force. I look at the violet flame as not a tool, but a spirit you're working with. So it's great when you give the violet flame gratitude when you're working with them. Like, I call upon the violet flame with deepest gratitude, love, and light to help me transmute all these things from darkness to light. I just came up with that just right now. You can rephrase it however you want, but there are tons of violet flame meditations that you can really go through, like just violet flame meditations, where they can go through and burn away any cords. If you don't want to work with the angel, you can work with the violet flame directly. There are also violet flame angels. If you want to keep working with angels, there's angels that specialize in this. But there's also the spirit of the violet flame itself. And the spirit of the violet flame itself is a powerful transmutational force that can burn away everything that's no longer serving you. It can help to transmute things. Even when you're in the thick of it and you're battling this lower vibrational thought, feeling, sometimes I close my eyes and I call upon the violet flame and I imagine myself engulfed with the violet flame, burning away everything that's no longer serving me, thoughts, pattern, whatever it is. So working with the violet flame can be a powerful tool to help you transmute your shadows. You don't have to do this on your own. Shadow work is not about fighting your shadows all by yourself. There are so many beings out there that want to help you. Dragons, fairies, ancestors, guides, angels, elementals, all these spirits of the higher dimensional forces, galactic family, they're all there waiting for you to ask for their help. Because they can't interfere with their free will, they can't just save the day. You have to ask for their help. But as soon as you ask for their help, they're going to step in and they're going to help you with whatever you need. That's the key part of this, is ask for help. A lot of this is help, whether it's from yoga teachers or meditation guides or a therapist. It's all about help. You don't have to do this all alone. You're not alone. I'm here. They're here. There's all this help waiting for you. Another thing that's very powerful for transmuting is art. I am very visual and an artist. Sometimes when I'm feeling really deep, hard feelings, the best thing for me to do is pick up a pen, a brush, a marker, whatever it is for you, and scribble. You don't have to make something beautiful. You can just get it out. Get it out on paper. Throw paint. I think a really beautiful thing is go outside, buy a cheap little canvas, get some paint, and throw paint. Literally put it in your hands and throw it. The visceral feelings, get out the anger, get out the emotion, the sorrow, whatever it is. You can throw that shit all over. Oh, excuse my language. You can throw that stuff. You can throw that stuff. I might have to edit that out. You can throw that stuff all over the canvas. So like get the paint in your hands and just throw that paint and get it out of you. It doesn't have to be beautiful. Or if you want it to be beautiful, you can. If you want to do a brooding piece of how you're feeling so other people can look at it and connect with your emotions and what you're feeling, do that too. Do that too. Do anything that helps you express how you're feeling, because a lot of these shadows want to be heard. They want to be seen in whatever form that takes. And art is such a powerful transmutational force to work with. So you can scribble, you can throw paint, you can color, you can use a coloring book even to help relax or any of those things. Art is a powerful tool. Along with art, dance. I know I've talked about it before, but dance is a very powerful tool. Dance with headphones on. Dance in your own room like no one's watching, because no one is. Like, get it out physically. Get it out with art, paintbrushes, whatever that is. The next thing is inner child healing. There are a lot of meditations that specifically deal with inner child healing, but licensed therapists can help you with this as well. Definitely look at your inner child. A lot of these shadows and wounds stem from our inner child. We get them when we're a child, and they're ingrained in us because we don't know better. Negative things that are taught to us, we're thought are, fact, true. Whatever messages, and it could be subliminal messaging too. Someone doesn't have to say you're not good enough. It can be neglect. It can be all these different things that make you feel this way, and then you take it on as a core belief. So a lot of inner child work can be really powerful, and there are guided meditations that help you dig into your inner child and give them the love, the compassion that you deserve. Licensed therapists can help you heal your inner child. Yoga, like all these things, even just tapping into your inner child. Like if you never got to be a child, blow some bubbles. Go down a slide. Go to an amusement park for a day. Like climb a tree. Play a board game, play some video games, draw, color, and try not to think about being perfect. Try to just have fun, which is something I feel like we lose as adults. And maybe you didn't have that in childhood. And so it really is beneficial to just have fun without worrying about anything else. The next thing is past life wounds and ancestral wounds. I wouldn't dig into this until you start unpacking all your present life trauma. Like you go through therapy and all this other stuff, and you're still having issues of like certain feelings that keep resurfacing. Could be something from a past life that needs healed. Could be even a witch's wound. If you have trouble being heard or seen, throat chakra stuff, if you have trouble feeling voiceless or you don't want to be seen and things like that, persecution. There's been a lot of persecution on earth. And it's not just witches. Like, don't think, Salem witch trials and things like that. Think also all of the Native Americans, all the indigenous communities around the world, Aztecs, Incas, Aboriginal people, like from all over the world, all the indigenous people, a lot of them, most all of them have been colonized and repressed. That's the same thing as a witch's wound. Being repressed for your beliefs and who you are and saying that's bad and like it's not safe for you to speak or be who you are. It's a wound that far extends just witches and Salem. Think way broader than that. Anywhere there's been persecution for who you are or your religion or anything like that can affect that. And that does tie into past lives, because like witches wound, like typically this is a past life, but it can be a current life. Residential schools aren't old and things like that. So really dig into that. There are specific meditations that deal with healing this type of wound. And I would highly recommend like going through like an ancestral past healing video, or a persecution meditation healing, or a lot of people just call it witch's wound. So if you say that, there are guided meditations where you go into past lives and heal. It could be your present life wounds. It will still apply. You can go in and heal that version of yourself that might be stuck in that trauma place, and you have to talk to them and make them feel like, they are safe now. You are safe here in this present moment, at least on my channel. Like, I see you. You're valid. And I'm so glad you're here. So, those are the biggest tools I have found. I guess one more before I go. One more is community. If you're part of the LGBTQ plus community, try going to a Pride event, or a Pride board game night, or a drag brunch, or a bingo, or something like that if you're lacking community. And there's also like Pride arts and crafts, things like that. Like, really look into community. It can be really healing to be around people who are different like you. This channel is fostering a community of like-minded individuals who don't fit the norm. So this community is a safe space. Trying to find community, and community can also be in the virtual world. So, on social media, or like wherever. Social media can be very toxic, but if you find community there, you find community there. Community can be very healing. Finding friends, finding family, authentic, that really want your best interests for you, of love and light, highest love and light. It can be really beneficial for healing to have people who are there to listen, to have your back, and things like that. So community is something I would also recommend as a healing source, especially if you need to you need a found family, things like that. Or if you don't have a lot of support, you can find support. And I would say the easiest way to find support is to go to places where you have things in common with people. If you go like Facebook events or things like that, or communities. If you like board games, there's board game nights. If you like pottery, there's pottery nights. If you like painting, there might be painting nights, or book clubs, or just little activities that group people together, and you might find community there. So that's what I recommend. These are things that I've all done that I'm recommending. Again, number one, licensed therapist. I am not one. These are all tools to help you on your journey. Journaling. Oh yeah, before I forget, journaling is also really powerful as well. If you're not so much into art or throwing art or scribbling, write it all down. Write it in your journal. Seal it up. Pages and words can be also beautiful transmutational forces to help be heard, especially if you can't see a therapist. Like, start journaling how you feel, and talk to the book like it's a person. Sometimes that's helped me a lot to know that like the book is alive and listening to me, or you have an audience or whoever's going to read it, of like how you feel and things like that, because it's valid, and the book, I believe a lot of books do have spirits, especially when you start writing in them, and they're there for you too. They're there for you to contain everything that's spilling over. They're there to hold it all for you, to help hold it for you, to listen to you. They're listening every time you write on the pages. So I think that's all before I go. I know I've said that like 3 times now, but there's a lot of powerful tools, and you're not alone. I'm here for you. All these tools are here for you. Your found families out there waiting for you. These different yoga communities, meditation communities, even this channel. We're here for you. We love you. You got this. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep striving to be your authentic self and to love yourself with the compassion, because you are so beautiful, you are so bright, and you deserve to be here, and you deserve happiness, love, peace, and joy, because you're worth it. You are enough simply for being alive. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining. Sorry for the long video. I really hope it helped you all. And I'm sending so much love and light your way. Have a beautiful, blessed day, all of you.